Welcome to the horror show, Henry, where the nightmares never stop. Tune in, people of the world, tune in. Gather around those television sets and let those projected images of hate, murder, and crime in the streets suck you in. As a species, we thrive on violence and murder. Murder of ourselves, murder of other species. It's what separates us from the rest. It's what makes the human race so unique. And we sit and we watch as the world around us slowly falls apart. And we never stop to think that it might just be our own fault. The truth is that all the skeletons we've collected in years past and moments to come are eventually bound to fall from the closet. And when we do look to find the truth of what happened and what went wrong, it'll be more clear and obvious than ever that we are, and will always be, the only ones to blame.
Open the door for him.
Yes? Mr. Toxicant Kilpatrick? Hi, I'm Henry.
My name is Tox. What is it that you want?
Well, Tox, do you mind if I come inside?
Yes, I do.
Of course, I was just wondering.
What were you wondering? If you could intrude, come here, make a complete fool of yourself, I have things that need taken care of. And I don't have time for people such as yourself. Good day.
Well, how do you feel about the Jacksonville War? I'd like to talk to you about your experiences as a soldier. I'm not asking for much, I just want to know what exactly happened.
Do yourself a favor and forget about it. It's not worth it. And I don't think you're ready.
Ready for what?
The misery I can bring.
Well, I did as much research as I possibly could on the topic, but what I did find was kind of vague and a little shady. So all I want is to hear the truth from someone who was actually there.
Why should I trust you?
I don't know, because I'm eager to learn. Can I trust you?
That choice is entirely up to you.
that's quite a wound you've got there. If you don't get that checked out soon, it could mean bad news. I can't even believe you're still standing. I could tell from the moment that I met you that somebody had done you wrong. And I just couldn't stand for it. I had a girl once who did me wrong. And I didn't know if it was out of spite or just some sick joke that I wasn't a part of, but it was only a matter of time before I would catch her fooling around with a friend of mine in the bed I thought we shared. I don't think I can fully express to you the things in which I felt at that moment, even if I wanted to. At first, the sight of her face made me sick, and I couldn't stop replaying that image of her in my head. It just kept playing over and over and over and over again. She was like some type of plague that just infected me. It seemed the only way for me to ever find peace in this world would be to, well, I guess, end it myself. I can't remember much of the day I finally snapped. The rest is just a blur to me. But that girl that I once loved, who finally left my heart in pieces, well, she doesn't quite bother me anymore. And I made sure of it.
So, were you drafted or did you enlist? So, did you enlist?
I don't think that quite matters now, does it? Everybody there was fighting for the same reason.
What reason was that?
To kill.
Kill who?
Thought you did your research, boy.
Oh, I did. I read the battle was between the towns of Jacksonville and Marshalltown. It was the last battle in 20 years to be fought on our home ground.
So you know who I was killing. Don't try and beat around the bush. Just say it.
You were there to kill your own people.
Very good. Look at you acting all smart now. That's right. We were fighting and murdering our fellow men of this beautiful country. The fathers before us who established this country had a dream of a place where equality would be practiced. A place where every individual could live in peace and harmony. But those are just dreams and false hopes for a future that could never truly be. What? Did you just come to sit and stare blandly at a beaten up man? Thought you had your paper to do. You're not doing a very good job.
So when was the first time you killed a man?
Oh, now there's something worth talking about, don't you agree?
Yeah, now when was it? What happened?
Well, my stories have never been too good. The things I could tell you could get locked into that little head of yours and spin around and around until you may finally lose it yourself. I think I should spare you the nightmares.
Look, I've been obsessing over this war, trying to wrap my head around the actual conflict itself, but nobody wants to talk about it, and I think it should be heard. The only thing I need is one story, no matter how long or short, just so I can find some closure to write this paper.
It always seems to be about you, Henry, doesn't it?
Please.
You know, selfishness is the trait of those who have never known sacrifice. So you want to hear my stories? Fine. But you only get one.
I'm done with this!
We'll keep walking till we find something.
And what's that?
Excuse me?
When this time you speak of comes, what will we find?
Something worth fighting over. We've come too far to go back now.
You know it ain't worth the killing. I don't even remember what it is we're fighting over. By the time we do find this war, it'll be over.
That's it, Marty. I'm sick and tired of your back-talking insubordination. You get back in line, keep your thoughts to yourself, and that's an order.
An order? An order from who? I stopped listening to you a long time ago. This isn't my war, it never was. For the sake of me, for the sake of the rest of the platoon, I'm turning around and I'm going home.
Marty, if you continue to test me, you'll surely regret it. I don't think you quite understand what I'm capable of.
You're a petty tyrant, capable of being a coward. Capable of destroying the lives of those who surround you. I'm leaving, there's nothing more you can do to stop me.
We'll see how far being a hero gets you. There's no room for heroes anymore. Isn't that right? Marty, you've always been nothing more than a dog with his tail between his legs. You think you know what is all and well, but you make your decisions like that of a child. I've warned you not to cross me, and it is your own fault to underestimate my abilities. Does anyone else want to go against my word?
That was wrong, no, sir.
You tell me how to do my job?
No, sir.
Well, that's what it sounds like, Kenny. Why don't you correct me, please? Tell me what I should do about it.
Well,
Speak up so everyone can hear!
Marty was a good man, and maybe he was wrong with what he was saying, but the way you handled that situation was wrong.
Marty spoke out against me. I told him to correct himself, and yet he kept talking and talking and talking. So what do you do when a child acts out? What do you do when a child acts out?
I don't know, sir.
You punish him! Marty spoke out against me and ignored orders, so I punished him. And it sounds like to me you're doing the same thing.
I'm not.
Well, that's what it seems like to me, so are you saying I'm wrong, Kenny? Please, spit it out.
No, sir.
Without me, you'd be nothing but a corpse lost and forgotten in the dust.
Yes, sir, you're absolutely right.
Is there anyone else who has something to say to me?
What the hell was that?
I don't know, it's freaking me out.
All right, everyone stay down and shut the hell up. Keep your eyes sharp and your ears clear. I don't want to lose whatever it may be.
We've just been following a ghost.
Shut the hell up!
It's all your fault.
And what about your platoon? You killed one of your own men in cold blood?
What about my platoon?
Well, while you were obsessing over this girl, your platoon completely lost faith, and you just stood there and let it happen? What happened next? You just give up?
Fuck my platoon! They were dead before they were alive! Bunch of degenerates, if you ask me. You shouldn't talk about things you don't understand, boy. Sometimes it's not all about the bloodshed and violence. Sometimes you have to take time to notice the true, underlying beauty in things, even in the worst of times. Sometimes you have to dig deep and look farther than the eye can see.
With all due respect, Talks, I'm not asking about the bloodshed or the violence of it all. I just want to know what justified your reasons for killing one of your own soldiers.
I don't have to explain myself to you or to anybody. You're just some kid! And we'll leave it at that. If you were listening, you would have understood by now.
I was listening, very carefully in fact, but I still can't wrap my head around why you would kill one of your own soldiers like that. And by the way, I'm in college, not a kid.
A young adult in college, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. That first semester must have really opened your eyes to the mysteries of the world. Now you asked for a story? Well, I got some bad news for you, son. We never found the war, if there ever was one. Maybe we were just a day too late. Whatever the case being, we never saw any battle.
What turned into a glorious walk just turned into a walk of shame, and it was just a big fucking waste of time.
Wait. So you never found the war? You never found a battle? You walked for days on end only to find nothing. So this whole thing is pointless. Where do we go from here?
Now don't say that, Henry. We learned a lot from each other today. I learned just so much about you from just talking to you. I can see that you try to come off as a man, determined and ambitious to find the truth. But deep down inside, you're just a frail boy. Alone and scared. He's growing weaker by the day, calling for someone to come and save him, but his cries are just ignored. I can see the things that most men can't, and I believe you'd learn a lot from a man like me. Considering you're some type of adult, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a little drink.
Thanks, but no thanks, I don't drink.
I won't take no for an answer. Go ahead, drink the wine.
Why are you having any?
I don't drink wine. Go ahead, don't be a rude guest. From time to time, I find myself moving closer to that road only few travel. Think about my history of killing spread out over my whole life. It's like me and Miss Death are good friends, but lately I haven't quite sent my regards. I know she misses me the way that women do, and I believe the feeling is mutual. I miss the rush of it all, that sensation of watching a person grasp for their last breath. If only that young girl from the woods had stuck around, she might have been able to curb my urge to kill. But like most things I have encountered, she died. What's wrong? You look tired. What, is the wine too strong? Look where your curiosity got you. Limp like some dead dog on my floor. But not quite dead. Yet. Welcome to the horror show, Henry, where the nightmares never stop. Tune in, people of the world, tune in. Gather around those television sets and let those projected images of hate and murder and crime in the streets suck you in. As a species, we thrive on violence and murder. Murder of ourselves, murder of other species. It's what separates us from the rest. It's what makes the human race so unique. And we sit and we watch as the world around us slowly falls apart. And we never stop to think that it might just be our own fault. The truth is that all the skeletons we've collected in years past and moments to come are eventually bound to fall from the closet. And when we do look to find the truth of what happened and what went wrong, it'll be more clear and obvious than ever that we are, and will always be, the only ones to blame. I can't stop!
Yes, you can. You just please stop.
No, I can't. If I stop now, no, don't take me seriously!
Look, I'll leave, and I won't say anything. You'll never hear from me again, please.
You've already ruined it for yourself, kid. The moment you walked through that door, I knew things weren't going to end well for you. And you just had to keep asking and asking about what exactly happened. Well, you want to know something? No one will ever know what exactly happened. And look what I got you, huh? I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look around at all the terrible things that have happened thus far. And I want you to say that it's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's a very simple request, Henry. All you have to do is dig deep down inside and think about all the terrible things life has bestowed upon you. And I want you to blame it on nobody but yourself.
I'm not doing it.
Come on. What about every woman you've ever spent some quality time with who just gets up and decides it's over? Was it their fault then? Or when Mommy and Daddy's little arguments turn into divorce and then custody battle over young Henry? Or when Daddy just can't take it anymore and he decides the only way out is through a shotgun blast to the face? Was it their fault then? What is it? It's your father, isn't it? You don't like when I talk about him, do you? You know, I had a father once, too. Real son of a bitch. Used to tell me I was nothing, useless, and no good piece of shit is what he used to say to me. I could only take that kind of abuse for so long, you know what I mean? So one day, I'm in my bedroom, and he comes in with that crazed look in his face, and he says, "Hey, shithead, what did I tell you about leaving the stove on?" And I'm there with my face in my coloring book thinking, "Hey, Dad, I can't even reach the goddamn stove, let alone turn it on. How could it have possibly been me?" But no, the old man won't take an no for an answer. So he grabs me by the arm, and he drags me to the kitchen, and he says, "We have to make an example out of troublemakers like you." So he grabs me by both arms, and he tosses me onto the burning stove. And he holds me there for a few minutes, and eventually my skin begins to singe to the bottom of my jeans, but I don't say nothing. I don't scream. I don't want to give the old man the satisfaction. After the event, nobody said a word, but I always remembered. One night when I was 13, I snuck into the room where he slept, grabbed the knife off of his dresser, and I slit his throat from ear to ear. I could spend days trying to pick you apart piece by piece, figuring out what makes you tick. But sooner or later, you're gonna have to realize that everything you've built up so delicately to perfection for yourself will eventually burn before your own eyes. And in the end, there'll be no one to blame but yourself. So knowing that, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Whose fault is it?
It's all my fault.
Why?
Because everything I've done up until this point has been a means to my own destruction, my own death. It's all my fault.
I want you to walk the fine line with me, Henry. I want you to understand. Not know, but understand what it feels like to be beat at your own game. Kicked to the ground and left to rot. Understand that when you fall, no one will be there to catch you, not friends or loved ones. For what is love anyway, but a means to our own heartbreak and loneliness? Now I know you didn't mean for our little interview to turn out this way. But to say that our time here together was a waste, well, that's just a testament to your own idiocy and ignorance. You could learn a lot from a man like me. Understand that you and you alone must clean up the mess you've made for yourself. It's time to grow up, Henry. It's time to embrace the ugliness of life. To walk through life any other way is to walk blindly. You could learn a lot from a man like me. And you will. Whether you want to or not. Follow me. And I will guide you. I'm done with you, Henry. You can leave now.
I can see the heart in you, Henry. It shines. And I can see that the retribution you were looking for will be just as bitter as it will be sweet. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to open up that glove compartment in front of you. There's a gun inside, with one bullet for reasons I'd rather not explain. You just have to promise me one thing. You will repay all that pain that has been bestowed upon you to the fullest extent, tenfold, nothing less. Can you do that for me? Good. Just tell me where it is, Henry, and I will take you.
Talking about? You're showing some heart and I like it. This is your last chance, kid. Make something of yourself, or die like the coward you're born into.